Hi there, welcome back to the Homeschool Info Hub. So glad to be with you again. My name is Heather. If you haven't joined us before, you might not know that I was a public school teacher for nearly 2 decades, and then I left to be with my children on this homeschooling path. Our homeschooling path has been very windy, not certain and direct. You might be curious about what kind of homeschoolers are we? We have been lovingly known as radical unschoolers. It's been our path, well, the entire way, although I shouldn't say in every moment of every year of homeschooling, but it's been the prominent thing that we've done as homeschoolers. It's learning through living. So a lot of what I talk about will be how children learn best and how we are natural learners. I am going to talk about all forms of homeschooling. They all have value in our children's lives, and we pick a path that works best for our own family. This brings us to today's conversation. I thought it would have a lot of value for us to start talking about what does the summer look like when you're headed to your first year of homeschooling. Many of you who are watching this video, you might be ready to launch. And you're thinking, oh my goodness, like what do I do between now, which is the end of the school year, and the start of the school year? What are all the things that I need to do? And so you might be feeling overwhelmed. Whenever we're taking on something new, it can of course make us feel overwhelmed and stressed. So I'm going to try to lighten your burden a little bit today. So you've made this decision. You've decided enough is enough. We are not returning to that public school system. It is not the path that we are going to continue walking. Okay, so check. You've made that decision. Have you told your children? Are they a part of the decision? Are they excited about it? I mean, there's so many feels, right? Okay, so let's really get into this. I want to give you some really important tips. So tip number 1. Just enjoy that you have made this decision for your family. I mean, truly. Take a sigh. You've made a very valuable decision for your family. It's going to be amazing. You just have to trust that you had this intuitive knowing that this was best for your family, and you're going to do it. You've said yes. You've agreed to it. You've started to maybe even tell some people that you're going to do this. Maybe you're getting reactions you like, maybe you're getting reactions you don't like. It doesn't matter because you've made the decision. That's the first step. Enjoy having clarity around it, because for many who come to homeschooling, they've had years and years of strife, years and years of challenge. Enjoy that you've made this decision and you're just sitting here in the knowing that things are going to look different for your family. Okay, tip number 2. Now it's time to do the details. So head on over to hslda.org and you can actually look at the United States map, click on your state, and there is just a very easy way to take a look at what is required for you to go down this homeschool path. It's going to be something like withdraw your child from school. This is just a very simple reaching out to the school. I'm going to withdraw my child to pursue homeschooling. Then in most states, you're going to have to send a formal letter of intent. Where that letter of intent goes depends on what state you live in. So pay attention to that on the HSLDA website. That will be a really helpful resource. So when you get the withdrawal done and you get the letter of intent done, in some states you have to provide them with a little bit more information. If you didn't watch my last video, don't give them more than what the law states. Just give them just enough. It's your decision. You get to choose what's best for your children, for your family, for their educational path. Okay, so now you've gotten the grunt work done. It really doesn't take too long. The hardest part, honestly, is going through the details of what is expected in your state and kind of sitting with, okay, how am I going to accomplish this? How is this going to look? It's not a lot of information. We've lived in 3 states ourselves, and it's been a breeze in all 3 of them. I mean, I can't even tell you. It's been a breeze. For instance, My son, the school reached out the other day and said, I need your end of year report. We live in Massachusetts, and so you have to submit an end of year report to let them know how your child did for the year. This is what his very brief progress report said. Math. So-and-so meets or exceeds grade level expectations. Reading. So-and-so meets or exceeds grade level expectations. Social studies. So-and-so meets or exceeds grade level expectations. Science. So-and-so meets or exceeds grade level expectations. Wrap it up, send it in an email. It took no time at all. Now, how did I come to those determinations? That's another video. I'm happy to share that with you. But that was it. I sent it to our contact person in town, and within 20 minutes she said, thank you so much, Heather. Enjoy your summer. I said the same thing back to her. Have a beautiful summer. That's it. We talk at the start of the year. We talk at the end of the year. By talk, I mean very quick email. That's as simple as it is, and I'm in one of the harder states to homeschool in. If I can do it, you can do it too. Okay, so you have relaxed into your decision, and then you have done the paperwork, the documents that have to be checked off so that you can breathe another sigh of relief. Check, check. We are really on this path. Oh my goodness. My children are not going to be going back into that school next year. Oh my gosh. I mean, celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. I have no idea how your children are feeling, how you're feeling, but there's a lot of excitement around it typically. Okay, so tip number 3. Relax as a family for as long as you need to. So depending on the type of homeschooling you do choose, some people homeschool year-round. So maybe you perhaps get started in the next few weeks once the school year ends. When you're a radical unschooler, there's no separation between living life and learning. The two happen simultaneously. So we're not pulling out the books and doing formal studies. Some people choose to do a more traditional. Maybe they do a curriculum when the public school year begins in the fall, and they follow that through the year. It all depends on what you're choosing for your family. I want to give you a little nudge here though. I want you to really think about the children that are in front of you, the child or the children that are in front of you. What are their needs? What would work best for them? Think about the school. Think about why you're pulling them. What's the equation to making this a better experience for your children in your home? If it wasn't functioning well in the school, how is it going to function better in your home? What are you going to do differently that's going to really allow your children to thrive? So now you have, you've accepted your decision and you're happy about it. Then you've done the paperwork. Check, 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 check. Got that done. And now you're just letting your family relax and just be and just enjoy. You've taken away this pressure that has been pushing on your family. Maybe you could reflect in this period of time on how it burdened your family. What was that thing that was true, that was happening, that was disrupting the flow of your family life? It's no longer there with you. It's done. So this period of rest, it actually has a name. It's called deschooling. Have you heard of it? In the process of deschooling, you're going to begin to unravel all of the things that have binded in you from public school or from private school. And I'm talking about you, the parents. You have to do a lot of unlearning in order to have a beautiful homeschool experience for your children. Because if we take the rigidity of the schooling that we've had and then try to implement it towards our children, we're going to create that very thing we don't want to create. So you're going to be doing some deschooling. You're going to be doing some unlearning from your own schooling experience. Surprise! It's really a wonderful part of homeschooling. And your children are also in the process of deschooling. There's a little bit of an equation when you're a radical unschooler or you're an unschooler. For every year your child was in the system, they need 1 month of deschooling. So if your child was in the public system for 5 years, then it would take a good half a year just to unwind all of those beliefs and just tightness and, the rigidity. It's so hard for me to say it any other way. When you're a part of any system, you have conformity. And so deschooling really can allow everybody to just kind of step back and take another look at life. Because remember, we're here on this planet to experience joy and happiness and live lives that matter and feel good. Tip number 4. Start to consider what it is that you want your homeschooling life to look like. What are the rhythms that you're going to want? What are your goals? What do you think your children's goals are? Start to frame all of that, creating something really helpful for you. It's a free download on my website. It's the Confident Homeschooler's Guide, and it's really helpful. I created a PDF, fillable for those of you like me who like to type, and then I also created a printable one. It just takes you on a journey of getting to know what you really want out of this homeschool journey. It's going to have a lot of value in your life, so I highly recommend it. You're going to get some clarity around what it is that you're wanting for your homeschooling lifestyle to look like, and you're also going to get some clarity on what works best for your children. And then somewhere in there you're going to find the middle ground to make everybody happy, because you do need to be careful. You don't want to set yourself up for failure when you choose something that is solely for your children, because you're a big part of this too, whether it's you and your partner, whether it's you alone. You need to also be very comfortable with what you choose and be okay with the fact that whatever you do choose, this is just like another step up, right? Parenting brings you so much growth. Who doesn't have a child or children who are pushing them to become a better person? Yeah, bring in homeschooling and now it's exponential self-growth. I'm not kidding you. It's pretty amazing. I happen to have a daughter who just stormed through, 2.5 years old, and basically told me, lady, you're gonna either butt heads with me or you're gonna let me just be. And that girl she's 15 and she could run our whole household. I could step away for months and she would be able to accomplish it all. So working with your children is going to be a very important part of this process. Okay, so tip 4 is to really just kind of think about what are all the different ways of homeschooling. I will be doing some videos on the different styles. If you go to my website, you'll find some information there. I basically put it into 3 categories. There's the more traditional, there's the relaxed, flexible, and then there's the self-directed. So we're over in the self-directed category, which radical unschooling sits in. So whatever you choose, just make it a choice that feels good to you and your children. And really important, know that you can pivot any moment you want. Pivot, pivot, pivot. It's so fun. There were times in our experience where my daughter said, can we homeschool like our friends homeschool, where we have books and you give us worksheets? It was when we lived in Pennsylvania. It was so funny. My daughter at the time was 8 and my son 5. Yes, when we moved to Pennsylvania, they were 8 and 5, and she really wanted to have that experience. So I said, sure. I mean, I was a public school teacher. I'm happy to create you worksheets. It's like something that brings me joy. Let's do it. And so we sat down at the table and we did it for, I think we lasted maybe a week and a half. And what happened is my son was 3 years younger than my daughter, and she didn't like the fact that some things came easier to him than they were to her. And so she realized, let's not do this thing anymore. It's not making me feel good. So Yes, there are dynamics that come into homeschooling. We'll have videos on that. There's so many layers to homeschooling. Also exciting, but so many things to talk about. Thinking about what you want your homeschooling lifestyle to look like, I'm going to encourage you not to overbuy, because you can't really know what's going to be successful until you kind of start to dabble with it. So you could spend a whole lot of money on a whole lot of programs and be really set, and then dive in the fall and then realize that, yeah, your child's not going to cooperate with that. Or you realize one of your other children, it's not at the right age level for them. So just take that process a little slow. You don't need to jump in and buy all the expensive things right away. You can also check out Facebook Marketplace. There's constantly people selling things. The amount of people who homeschool these days is huge. So there's always things for sale. In fact, when we moved back to Massachusetts, I went to a homeschool yard sale. I could not believe it. I was so excited. I mean, I bought some things there, some really incredible things. What's great about the summertime is it gives you this time to start to look at your children as learners in a different way. Not that you haven't done this before. I'm actually gathering that most people that dive into homeschool have taken a look at their children and their learning styles and how they learn best. But this is a whole other level of taking a look at what they do. Just observe your children. Remember, learning happens through living. So watch how they play. Watch how they socialize with their friends. Watch how they are curious about things around them. Just start to take note of how they move through their days, and when those sort of light bulb moments come on and they want to share with you something, what is it about that moment that gets them excited? Enjoy this process of discovering your children in a whole new way, because you get to be their teacher, their guide, you already were, by the way. This hasn't really changed. You've always been their biggest guide and teacher. Yeah, you're bringing it back fully to yourself. It's exciting, isn't it? Tip number 5 for this summer. Now you want to take a look at your home. And when I say home, I don't mean just inside of your home. I wish I could turn the camera, because this is our backyard and it's just so lovely out here. This is why I'm out here. It's so beautiful right now. We have an outdoor area that's just as beautiful of a space to learn in as our indoor space. So what I've always done in every home we've lived in, and there's been many, my children, if they were here, they would say my daughter was 9 years old and she had lived in 9 homes. No exaggeration. My son was 6 years old and had lived in 6 homes. We've had a lot of experience moving around and just seeing different parts of the country, and it's been really exciting part of our homeschooling path. And we've been able to do it because we were homeschoolers. But in every single home, what I'm always doing is I'm taking a look at where can I put spaces that really allow the children to just venture in and explore. So our backyard is that way. There's some swings, there's various tables out and about. There's a deck that I added to the front. We have a little view of a valley down below. We have gardens that I've installed myself because it's my passion. So I'm showing them what my passion is. And actually this year, my daughter said she wants to get into the gardens with me and learn a little bit, which makes me so happy. So I'm taking a look at all of the spaces and I'm thinking, how can I turn this space into a really user-friendly space for anybody, child or adult in the home, to be able to learn and grow. There's no separation between being a child and being an adult and learning and growing. It's this silly little thing that we say, that we go to school until we're 18 and then go to college, right, until we're 21, 22, and then maybe go to grad school until we're 25, and then suddenly there we are, we're done with our learning. No. Learning is just forever. It's a forever part of what we do day in and day out. I think I do truly probably learn something new almost every single day. Setting up your space inside and outside is just a really fun part of this process. So one thing that I've always had in every single home, because I said there's been many, we've actually been here at our current location for 5 years. It feels amazing that we've actually planted roots for 5 years. I don't think it's for very much longer, but we are here now. What's true here has been true of every home we've lived in. The first thing that I do is create a very large area for arts and crafts, just a big maker space. I shouldn't even say it's just arts and crafts. It's arts, crafts, and engineering. I'm a saver of many recyclable goods because you can build with them. You can make anything you want with them. And I've always had 2 children who are very hands-on learners, and so they love to just build something. Now that my daughter is older, she still goes into our maker space, and for instance the other day she was making a card for her father's birthday, and so she went down there and she got really creative because she had all of the necessary tools. Our house is only 936 square feet. That's not a big footprint. We have 3 bedrooms, we have a small living room, and we have a small kitchen. So we utilize the basement. We have this big, huge, raw basement. I've painted the floors, so it looks like it's a finished space in that way. It is a large area that has a very inviting table, pretty bookshelves that are filled with every arts and crafts material you could want, and then bins of recyclable goods that can be used to create anything. I have pretty Christmas lights hanging down there, right? Just anything I can do to make it a space that feels inviting. We have a couple of couches down there, and we have a projector and a movie screen. So we have all of the things that make it a space that the children want to go to. In fact, my daughter started to have sleepovers with her friends now down there. So it's so cute to see 15-year-old girls come to our basement and say, "Oh my gosh, let's make slime again." I mean, they get to just like play. So find those spaces in your home. Where do you want the flow of traffic to be? Are you looking at a more traditional type of homeschooling? You need to have a proper desk for your child? Will you need to have a computer for your child? Will they do a lot of their learning online, which many traditional homeschoolers do? What are the things that you're going to need? What can you pull from that you already have? What can you acquire from those Buy Nothing groups on Facebook? I'm one of the admins. It's been an amazing resource for my own family and other homeschool families in our town. Really think about what are those spaces that you're going to utilize. Ultimately, what you're trying to do is set up spaces that encourage creativity and connection. You don't need to set up a classroom. You could set up a classroom. You might have a beautiful space in your home that's perfect for it, but also remember that there's going to be many other spaces in your home for connection and community. I've had friends choose a traditional path and their whole space becomes learning, even though they have a devoted room to their homeschooling path. You can't stop learning. It's too exciting. Your children want to learn. That's another day, another topic. Children love to learn. They just need the right environment to do it in. I'm so excited that you've chosen this path of homeschooling. I hope you've gained some important information in this video. I just thought it was a great time, great opportunity to talk to you about what that summer leading up to homeschooling really looks like. Comment anything that you are still curious about. Remember that I'm available for one-on-one consultations with families. The first 30-minute session is absolutely free. I'm happy to just be a sounding board for you. I'm happy to give you ideas for your space. You can take me on a Zoom through your house and I will find the spaces that are perfect for that connection and that creativity and for the learning to thrive. Looking forward to seeing you again soon. I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.